After talking to Chief Hawkins.
As others try to make their way in the room, if you know me, you'll know that I want to start on time. I want to finish on or before time. Elena Ball, you got here just in time. Now, the problem is when somebody go get her something to eat, I love you to death. Thank you for your text. Thank you for being here. Oh, you wore your boots too. I'll tell you what, she endeared herself to me forever because she wears cowboy boots, and I do too from time to time. You've been from Texas and me being from Oklahoma in the past. Well, yes, I do know. Her team plays my team, and I'm kind of worried. We're undefeated. Are they undefeated? 4-1. Well, we're 5-0, but that might change this weekend. But no, I'm so grateful for each one of you taking the time to be here tonight and to hear about what we're talking about. There are so many great things going on in our community and our state. We've got some really great people here to share with us, and we're going to share a concept with you that we think really has a lot to do with our future prosperity and, more importantly, the prosperity of individual people in our particular community. And so it's one of those things that I want to, I'll get in trouble doing this, Gina, because when I start recognizing people, I'm going to forget somebody, and somebody's going to kick me in the shin when I leave here. If I forget you when I'm introducing you, please forgive me. But it is so important that I share with you the people that have taken time to come out here tonight. And if I forget you or overlook you, just please let me know and I'll get you next time, okay? I'll tell you, I'm so grateful to have our legislators here. I saw earlier Representative John Soka was here earlier. There he is back there. John, stand up and be recognized. And also Representative Diane Wheatley. Diane, if you would stand up. I can tell you that these two individuals and their colleagues, Billy Richardson and Marvin Lucas, are working tirelessly to include Senators Kirk Deviere and Senator Clark. They're working tirelessly to represent us in the state legislature, and they're engaged right now in budgetary issues, from what I understand. These two great people took time to come out and join us, and I'm grateful to you both for doing that. So thank you for being here. Cumberland County, those are other great people that we have here. I saw one of them out there. I was worried, Glenn Adams, that you were going to break out in a trot there for a while. I saw him doing exercise around our parking lot when I drove up here. But Glenn Adams is one of the real heroes in this community and county and state. So Glenn, thank you so much for being here. As always, you're always an ardent supporter, and we appreciate you. And I saw the chair of the county commissioners. Where is he? Right back here, Chair of the County Commissioners, Charles Evans. Would you stand and be recognized? I'll tell you, Charles, no disrespect, but I love seeing you, but I love seeing the lady with you more than I do you. I mean, no disrespect. You know I'm teasing you. No, I'm not. I love this lady, Gina Hawkins, our police chief here. does a great job. What you may not know is I know a lot about Gina Hawkins, and she doesn't know I know. But she's one of these quiet heroes that goes behind the scenes and helps take care of people that are in real need. And I appreciate you. You know what I'm talking about. And I appreciate you so much. Larry Wright is up here with us. He's one of the co-conspirators here from the city council and the faith community, and does a great job and helped us come up with this idea as we have met it. I'd like to introduce you to two of my trustees that are here. I saw Charlie Harrell out here recently. Where's Charlie? Charlie, stand up and be recognized. He's gonna kill me for this. Charlie Harrell is one longtime board member and former board chair for our college. There's nothing we could do without his guidance, leadership, and encouragement. And I guess really one of our newest board members. She has been here before and has served admirably, and she has come back on the board and will be confirmed at our next board meeting in October. Esther Thompson, would you stand and be recognized, please? I started to tell her, go ahead and stand up, but I'd been in real trouble if I'd have said that. So I love having you back, and we're delighted that you're here. And some prospective board members are out here that I pray that you are voted in, because I think you will be great, and I won't embarrass you at this point until we know for a fact you're in. There are so many great people. You're among them here. The people that really matter in this community to make things happen are here tonight. Some that could not make it because of other obligations that they couldn't come. But I want you to know that it is just really, really important that you are here and to help us on this quest. I'm gonna get real quick to the question we're gonna ask you tonight. And that is this: help us get to students, potential students, help us get to adults that we could help educate and train and help them on a greater pathway to prosperity in a shorter period of time so that they can contribute and benefit, but also contribute to the economy that we have in our community. I'm going to show you a few of those. If you'll take just a few moments to take a look at it, we're going to show you a quick video. And with this, I want to tell you, before we talk to you about how FTCC can partner with your respective groups, we prepared a short video about the kind of hope we offer here at FTCC. And I'm going to ask all the members of our faith community before we start that, would you please stand and be recognized? I'm not going to try to call each name, but our faith community does remarkable things for us in Fayetteville and Cumberland County. And we know that there's so many more of you out there, and you have the key to so many people's hearts and souls and what they do. And we really appreciate your presence here tonight as well. So without further ado, I'm going to ask our crew, Joe Friddle and Justin Longley, to start. It says I'm supposed to nod, so I am nodding now. So take a look at this and see what difference it makes.
Everyone's journey is unique, with its own twists and turns, detours and distractions, stops and starts along the way. People like Helena, who enrolled at FTCC more than 30 years after graduating from high school. Philip was an NCO, struggling with a reading comprehension disorder. To Marcus, who'd served time, needed a change. Sometimes it's hard to see the way forward. Fayetteville Technical Community College can help.
From a young age, I was into computers and chose to study cybersecurity because family members in the industry steered me down that path. I was a member of the AOIT program in high school and enrolled in the Fayetteville Tech's High School Connections program. Because of that experience and expertise of the college's IT program, I knew I wanted to continue my education here at FTCC. Fayetteville Tech made a positive impact in my life. I have no doubt FTCC prepared me for my future. I already have employment at a technology firm in Research Triangle Park. Cyber threats are constantly evolving. And with the foundation I built here at Fayetteville Tech, it will serve me well throughout my career.
I was a nurse for almost a decade and was completely burnt out and wanted a career change. Ultimately, I wanted to work for me. My dream is to have my own trucker company. For me to achieve my dream, I had to learn the trade in and out. I wanted to learn all that I could, so I took the commercial driver's license program at FTCC. I'm the type of person who gives my best with everything I do. But there was a point where I wasn't completely sure and thought about giving up. My instructors gave me so much motivation. Them not giving up on me made me learn to never give up on myself.
I felt right that I come back in the school at my age, I had 63 years. Because I wanted to learn a little bit early. I think Delling is very nice place to learn quickly.
I had aspirations of joining the military right out of high school, but that wasn't the case. I actually joined the military, the Army, at age 31. And now I'm registered in the global logistics class here, earning an associate's degree.
My fiance, Frank, unexpectedly passed away. When one is faced with such a life-changing event, it can interfere with your ability to move forward. My parents have always encouraged me to return to school and create my own career, but I was really happy raising my children and being a full-time mother. I knew I needed to take everyone's advice and see what FTCC had to offer. I stumbled hard last term. I convinced myself I was not coming back. A success coach kept in constant contact with me and helping me to stay enrolled. I'm now taking graphic art classes, which I love. I have that passion for my studies again. I'm grateful FTCC gave me the opportunity to stumble and get back up and try again and again.
These classes actually meant a lot because I didn't think I was going to have enough graduation after high school because I wasn't really like the school type of person. I really didn't think I was going to graduate at another time after school. So once I found out about this program, I knew it was like more hands-on, and that's what I like doing, more hands-on stuff.
In 2010, I graduated from North Carolina State University with a major in fisheries and wildlife science. In May of 2015, I was hired as a state park ranger at Carver's Creek State Park. Once hired, I had 1 year to obtain my basic law enforcement training because park rangers are considered a special peace officer in North Carolina. Fayetteville Tech was there for me when I needed to fill in the educational puzzle piece to have my dream job. Having FTCC easily accessible allowed me to advance my career and feel like I was a part of the community.
I retired after 20 years in the Army as a medical laboratory technician. It can be a little daunting to completely change your career, but I checked out what opportunities FTCC had to offer for transitioning members of the military and felt they had my best interest in mind. Having worked in the medical field, I knew I wanted something different and decided on computer programming, networking, and cybersecurity. Take it from me, if you're a veteran, an active duty service member, or any other kind of student, FTCC has the resources that can help you find your way forward.
Many journeys, many destinations, many exit and re-entry points. One college with solutions to help students find and keep their footing, train and achieve new and better skills, reach for and achieve better jobs and a higher quality of life. Whatever your stage in life, FTCC can deliver hope, opportunity, and prosperity through education. Whether you need to retool your career, return to the classroom, or remake your life, FTCC is your partner for success.
You know, I think one of the great things that we have the opportunity to do together is the fact that we can make a difference in the lives of people just like you just saw. Every one of us do it in our own way. We do it in different capacities, different jobs and so forth, but we do it and we matter. I'm looking at one of my friends over there, Dan Diedrich, who is on our foundation. Dan, I forgot to recognize you a while ago, and a longtime businessman, subsequently retired. But he told me years ago, he said, we're all in this together. And quite frankly, we are. Gina Hawkins, what you do day in and day in terms of crime control and all the things that you do matters. The business owners that are represented in this room do the same things. The politicians that are in this room do the same things. Elena Ball has challenged me to climb one of those poles. I'm not sure I'm going to take her up on it. My wife would kill me. But, and then Freddie Johnson, you're sitting out there, one of these great public servants. Freddie, would you stand and be recognized as well? We started something that John Soka and Diane Wheatley and the legislative delegation are helping us do, and to include certainly Glenn Adams and Charles Evans. The idea that we started that fire rescue and emergency preparedness unit, they're trying to help us extend that even further, and they are doing a yeoman's job of that and helping us do things for the people of this community. So you see, the things that we do really matter. And they matter for real people doing real things in real time. And that's why we're all here tonight. So one of the things something came out this morning that I want to share with you. We contract every few years with outside organizations to take a look and answer the so what question. So what difference does FTCC make? That's an important question, because our state invests in us. We invest in, the county invests in us. Students invest in themselves, the federal government invests in us. So what difference does it make? I'll tell you just a few little statements, then I'm going to introduce the next speaker to share with you what we're doing. It influences both the lives of students and the county economy. That's one of the statements that they made. This is a worldwide organization that does this work. The study measures the economic impacts of FTCC on the business community and the benefits the college generates in return for the investments made by its key stakeholder groups, that being students, taxpayers, and society at large. So we did an economic analysis, we did an investment analysis to answer the so what question. I will tell you that, and I'm going to just give you a few quick notes here. On our operations spending in Cumberland County was $84.1 million. That's the spending impact. $12.5 million bought by the students that come here each year buying the products and services of this community. $367.7 million, our alumni impact that continue to go out there and win jobs and start businesses and do things and serving its fellow man and women. $464.3 million total impact, and that supports 7,479 jobs. So those things matter. I'll tell you one of the other things that I'm so proud of. We know that about $8,100 in an additional income comes to somebody with an associate degree, and it can really be greater than that, depending on what they do. So $8,100 over someone who has just a high school diploma. And there are certain certificates and so forth that can be dramatically higher than that. So the point being is that we matter, we know we do, and we see it every single day because we see the sons and daughters that this assembly brings to us day in and day out, and we serve their needs. One of the things that I will tell you that the total benefits to society as measured, this is a serious economic analysis group, $2.2 billion over time. That's significant. And what does that really mean, though? Doesn't mean anything if we don't help students pursue their passion, pursue their careers, do the things that will fill the jobs that are wanting, and at the same time put them on a pathway to individual prosperity. We work with students that will matriculate to us from high school all the time. We do it every single day. What we're really trying to push now, we've always done well on this, but we need to do a lot better as a county, as a state, as a nation. And that's getting the ones who are about 25 to 44 years of age back in class. It would scare you to death to know how many people in our county have some college but no degree, some education but no degree. It's kind of like running a race and stopping before you get to the finish line. It's our job to help them get to the finish line. And when they get to the finish line, what that means for them and their respective families, not to mention those that observe what they do, it gives them an opportunity to go on and be the examples that they need to be. And then, by the way, that next generation and that next generation and that next generation that comes along can benefit from the same things, but it's got to start somewhere. That's why we're here tonight. We've already done a lot for a lot of people. I get to shake every hand that comes across the stage typically when they graduate. I see the impact that it has on those individual people and their families. The truth of the matter is we need to do it in far greater scale than what we're doing right now. So I'm going to introduce to you a guy that's been here for about 3 years. I've worked with him. I will be in North Carolina almost 20 years. Goodness gracious, almost 20 years next year. And so, well, it will be 20 years next year. And I think Mark Sarles is one of the first people I met when I came here. And we've worked on all kinds of things together. He may tell you a little bit about them, but the hands behind things in biotechnology in the state of North Carolina, in advanced manufacturing and aviation science, among other things, we worked on that together. And so the point being, when I had an opportunity to ask him to come join us and bring his expertise, he has done so. He is doing a fabulous job in helping us. He has a passion for the various students, men, women, and children that exist in our county and our community. And I'm going to ask him to come forward at this point and share with you very quickly about what we're trying to do. We are trying to get the adult learner, go ahead, come on up, Mark. We're trying to get the adult learner more educated, more prepared, so that they can fill the jobs that you have, to pursue the educations, to pursue the careers, to pursue the lifestyles and the prosperity that they so richly deserve. Without further ado, Dr. Mark Sarles.
Thank you, Dr. Keene. A couple of things that I want to mention. This is really about a life passion for me. I've spent 35 years of my life working across North Carolina in some of the most economically challenged corners of the state. And it's been a pleasure to do it. But I will tell you that education matters. And education is the key to upward social and economic mobility. A statistic that really sticks in my mind, and I was born in the mountains of Western North Carolina. Born to parents that came from a farming community. And poverty was steep, persistent. And there was a study back in early 2000s that Robert Putnam did from Harvard University. And they looked at persistent poverty all over the United States. And the map for the southern states was deep brown, representing the most heavy poverty and most persistent poverty of anywhere in the country. And they looked at children born to parents in the various economic quartiles, income quartiles, that were born to parents that were college educated, and those that were born to parents that were not college educated. And the study looked at a kid that was born to parents with no college education, born in the lowest income quartile. Their chance of moving up out of that lower income quartile was only 6.4%. They also looked at the other end of the spectrum. Children that were born to parents that were college educated in the highest income quartile. Those children, their chance of falling out of that advantaged category was less than 5%. But they looked at children that changed the paradigm, that went and got a college education. And their chance in the lowest income quartile, even though they were still born to parents without a college education, born in poverty, their chance of moving up increased to 42%. An organization in North Carolina took that study in 2016 and took 5 communities across the South, David Dodson of MDC, and took a look at what was happening in those 5 communities. One was in Louisiana, in Mississippi, Alabama, and North Carolina. And guess where they looked in North Carolina? Fayetteville. And they looked at children that were born to parents without a college education in the lowest income quartile. And the chance of moving up was only 3.7%. So we've got to do better. President Obama in 2016, out of the Lumina Foundation study, set an economic attainment goal. And the state of North Carolina started looking at that goal and set an overall labor market assessment. And that assessment was conducted by the North Carolina Department of Commerce. And it identified companies, interviewed companies, and found that 67% of the jobs that those companies would be hiring for by 2030 would require a high-quality post-secondary credential or degree. They also found, out of all the companies that they interviewed, that 50% of them were looking for, having a hard time finding skilled workers. This was pre-COVID. Think about it. Have you driven across the state lately? How many businesses do you see with help wanted signs in the window? Lots of them. The pandemic has just escalated that need. Some of our highest need sectors, healthcare, business management and administration, information technology, the finance sector, and all of the STEM jobs, biotechnology, engineering, advanced manufacturing. In our region, it also includes construction trades. The thing that we're seeing, though, is that a majority of the jobs that don't require a post-secondary education are either now being filled by people with a post-secondary credential, or they're being replaced by automation. So those jobs are going away. They're being replaced by automated machines, robots, and machine language. The state, through leadership from the community college system, DPI, and the university system, set a state attainment goal and looked at where we were in the state. And in 2018-19, for ages 25 through 44, our educational attainment level in the state of North Carolina was 49%. 49%, 10 years later, we needed to get to 67%. That's a pretty heavy lift. Particularly when you think about if you take 100 students in the 9th grade today, and by the time they go through and graduate, those that don't graduate, those that graduate and don't go to college, go into the workforce and go into the military, out of the 100, you only have 31 that end up in college. That 2030 goal, 67%, means we need 2 million highly skilled workers by 2030. Now, when we looked at that goal in 2020, if we did nothing, if it was the status quo, we continued to do exactly what we were doing in the educational community year in and year out, we would have fallen 400,000 individuals short. The pandemic has accelerated that need. We're now 450,000 individuals short. So we've got to do a lot to make up. Let's look at Cumberland County. Coming into 2020, our educational attainment level was at 46%. If we looked at the status quo, did nothing more than what we were already doing, we would only reach 52% attainment level. That is, looking at Cumberland County's share, we would fall 6,000 individuals short of the goal of contributing the number that we needed to help the state meet its economic needs. Our goal, based upon our share, is 59%. So we need to increase those individuals that have a high quality post-secondary credential or degree from 46% to 59%. Now, looking at it, let's look at us compared to the state. And if you look across the spectrum, We are falling short in master's degree. We're falling short with individuals that have baccalaureate degrees. We do fairly well with associate degree. Unfortunately, we've got one of the higher population percentages with some college, no degree than most counties in the state. Literally, that's a little bit over 71,000 people that got started, life hit, and they stopped out. For those with a high school diploma, we're 1% short compared to the state, and we have more people with less than a high school diploma than compared to the state. So what are we going to do about it? Well, one of the things that Fayetteville Tech has been doing is working behind the scenes to try to make a difference. And one of the efforts that we've put together with the help of the Cumberland Community Foundation, who provided $250,000 over 5 years, is to put together a Cumberland County Educational Attainment Collaborative. And that group consists of Cumberland County Schools, Cumberland County Workforce Center, Fayetteville State University, Methodist University, and the Partnership for Children. We are meeting on a monthly basis to work toward the metrics that are set out for Cumberland County and contribute our share toward that goal. And that is reaching a 59% educational attainment level. We've got some resources. It's limited to $50,000 a year, but we've come up with a set of strategic initiatives, and we'll be working toward some initiatives that we will be undertaking to move children up, get them college ready, get their FAFSA completed so that they will be eligible for the financial resources that they need to go to college, as well as help retain them so that they can complete and achieve their educational and personal goals and have a good job. The other thing we're doing, recently we got invited by the John M. Belk Foundation with 4 other pilot colleges to enter into and target adult learners. Those individuals that had started college, but for whatever reason stopped out. We were challenged by the John M. Belk Endowment to look back 5 years and see the number of students that had started but had not completed. There were 5,800 students that had stopped out that we were able to identify. Dr. Keene wasn't satisfied with the 5-year list. He said, I want to see what the number is for 10 years. And we looked at 10 years and it was over 15,000 students that had stopped out. Some had moved away. Some were military that had got transferred to other places. Others were still here. With the help of the John M. Belk Foundation, they contracted with 2 firms, one a branding firm, marketing and branding firm, and one is a prospecting firm, to help us go through that list and identify students who would express some interest in potentially coming back. One of the things we did, and it was a great blessing that we looked at the 10-year group, because we found in that group 185 individuals that had stopped out but had earned enough credits to go ahead and graduate either with an associate's degree, a certificate, or a diploma. And we issued 248 degrees on the spot to those individuals and graduated them. We also went through and identified through the branding campaign and through the prospecting an additional 397 students that we were able to re-enroll in the fall of 21. We didn't stop there. We found in the list another 365 people that had lost their financial aid. Why? Because they dropped below a 2.0 grade point average, and therefore they were on probation. They couldn't get any more money until they got that grade point average up. John M. Belk Foundation came back and said, well, if you had $50,000, what would you do with it? Dr. King called me into his office at 5 o'clock on Thursday. He said, hey, look, we've got an opportunity. I need a grant request on my table, on my desk in the morning. So Dr. Watson and I sat down and took a look at it, put something together, and we were able to use $50,000 from our resources to bring students back, pay tuition for them to take 2 to 3 classes that would allow them to reestablish their grade point average at a 2.0 or above. We had them agree that they would attend 80% of their classes, that they would meet weekly with a success coach, and that they would agree to go to tutoring weekly until they got a B average. We enrolled 45 students back in the program, and they're on their way to regaining their financial aid eligibility. Another initiative that we started about a year ago, it's probably been 2 years since the inception, but at the Martin Luther King prayer breakfast, Dr. Washington came to me and said, you need to come down here. We've got some people that want to talk to you. And it was Charles Evans, and it was Sheriff Wright, and it was Police Chief Hawkins, and it was Billy West. And they said, look, we've started a recidivism program. We've got a lot of people who have a record who need a second chance. They can't get jobs unless they get some training and they can get that record expunged. We were able to go out, write a grant, get almost $300,000. We got some matching funds from the Workforce Center and some support from the county in terms of helping us in nonprofit and faith community to help identify individuals. Marvin Price has been an absolute blessing to us. He is a superstar on this campus. We've been able to identify, and Marvin brings them in and does case management counseling with them. They have to be drug screened. They go through 2 weeks worth of counseling, setting personal goals, career assessment, et cetera. They go into an 8-week training program where they're learning construction trades, basic carpentry, electrical, plumbing, welding. They get a certificate in the NCCER construction trades. They get a forklift certification. And then once they complete the program, they are eligible for a 2-week paid internship with companies in our community. We just graduated our 4th cohort. We had 33 people that went through and enrolled in that basic construction trade program. Out of those 33, 74% completed the program. And of those 74%, 67% now have a job in the construction trades industry. 7 of those that graduated decided not to take a job. They said, no, I want more training. And so they're enrolled in the HVAC program, the plumbing program, the carpentry program here at Fayetteville Tech, working to get an additional degree. The other program that I highlight is a program that was started here for the military, but we're beginning to replicate that for the general public through our continuing ed. And yes, we're going to bring some curriculum programs in, short programs that will give those students the foundation for entry-level employment. Transition Tech was designed for exiting the military. When they're 6 months ready to leave here, before they're ready to leave the military, they go on duty station, and their duty station is here at Fayetteville Tech. We have about 12 to 16 programs that rotate through that go all the way from CDL truck driver training, cybersecurity to collision repair, EMT basics, logistics, certified production technician in manufacturing. There are some healthcare programs that are also available in the linesman program. Those programs provide a foundation for those students to get entry-level jobs. We've got a 72% employment rate for those individuals. We're proud of that. The thing we need your help with is we need access to students that may be able to benefit from programs like this, but may have barriers to education and may have difficulty coming to our campus. We are willing to bring programs out in the community. So last night, with the encouragement from Mayor Warner and Mayor Pro Tem Dr. McCray, who's also on our staff, they encouraged us to come out and look at what was going on at Hope Mills, 20-minute drive down the road. We were able to do a survey of people in that community and what they were interested in, and was a certificate or a credential important to them? And they said, yes, it was, but we're just struggling with life, and it's going to be hard for us to get to the Fayetteville Tech campus. So we did a survey, and we're now working with Cumberland County Schools to take the program, Basic Construction Trades, to Southview High School, so that students and individuals, adult learners and individuals that are interested in that program can have training opportunities in their local community. We're willing to do that in your churches. We're willing to do that in your neighborhoods. We just need access to the individuals that are there. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Keene, and I think we're going to entertain any questions. I do want to point out a gentleman, though, that really charged us to get involved at a higher level, and the timing was right. And that was Bishop Larry Wright. And he came and talked to Dr. Keene and I about the pathways to prosperity. And we basically said, let's get it moving. Let's go to work. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get arm in arm and make this community all it can be. Because we are a can-do community. I believe in it. I've been all over this state, and I can tell you this is one of the most united communities that I've ever lived in, and I've lived from the west to the east, to the southeast, to the northeast. So thank you for being here, and thank you for helping us.
Thank you, Mark. It's one of the things you can see why I'm so passionate about this guy and what he does. You wasn't joking. You got it on a Friday. I said, okay, or Thursday. And on Friday, I wanted an example of what we could do. Now, we've been talking about this for some time, so it wasn't totally out of the box. But the point being is that we have a penchant for action. We want to make things happen. So what we're really asking you is, what can you do to help us gain access to the people in your respective communities? Let us tell the story. I'll guarantee you that if they come here and take advantage of what we do, or we go to your place and provide what we can provide in training and education, it will lead them to a pathway that they can succeed. It happens every single day at this college. One of the catalysts for this, and my friend is Bishop Larry Wright, and I'm going to ask him to come up and make a few remarks here very quickly from his perspective. Many, many years ago, the study that Mark had alluded to came out of Harvard and everywhere else. It was funded by the J.M. Belk Endowment. And quite frankly, what they did, we met out at our Horticulture Education Center. There were city leaders and others throughout that assembly out there. And it blew my mind when I learned what they had found objectively about the movement from one economic level to another in Cumberland County. It was sickening. And it's not gotten a lot better. And so that's why you see some sense of urgency here. We have got to help the people in our community prepare themselves for the opportunities that exist today and exist tomorrow. If we do that, then collectively, we can really say we've done something well with our lives. That's why we're here tonight. We need your help. We've got the solution. We know that. I'll guarantee you, when I release this study, it's going to, our two representatives certainly know about this. Our county commissioners know about this. We've done it typically about every 2 to 3 years. And even with the pandemic, we did well, very well. We know what we have works. But here's what it takes. It takes a community. It takes people. We spent $1.7 million for giving grants from the federal dollars that we got. $1.7 million. That had we not done that, those students could not have come back to class. We got another $350,000 from the J.M. Belk Endowment, which is what he told you. Why? To help people who could not have come back to come back. And then in addition to that, we got another, as you heard him say, we actually spent, well, we always spend our own money. But the point being is we got some more money to go out there and help an additional 50 that really they had nowhere to go. It's not us, it's federal law. And so they couldn't go anywhere. And we helped them do that. We've got the solution. I honestly believe that the pathway to prosperity is through the community college system. What we need is our community's help. Rick Perko, you've been a great ally over the years. We need our community's help to help us help those that need it the most. And I don't care what color, I don't care what gender, I don't care what age. And we're targeted 25 to 44. The truth is, I'll take anybody you have coming. Anybody we can help, regardless of the age, we will do. We've had people graduate that are 78 years of age, and I love it. So anyone that you think can benefit from what we do, let us know. We'll tell you one more quick thing. I'm going to have Bishop Wright come up. We have people that will finish here with short-term credentials and go out and start making $65,000 a year. We've got some of them that are making $100,000 and some thousand dollars, well over $100,000 a year after 2 years. We've got others that go out there and they'll start at $45,000 to $55,000 after about 8 weeks of training. And they can really do something. We've got others that will go out here. We had, I'm getting older. What was the university we had here from New York today, from Ithaca? Cornell. Cornell was here yesterday wanting to do something with us because of how we do it. We have a gym here. We just need a lot of gyms to help us get the message out there and stimulate people to take advantage of the God-given opportunity that they have. We need your help. We can do it. We think we'll make you proud. We need your help. And with that, I'm going to introduce to you our great friend, Bishop Larry Wright.
Good evening, everyone. I tell you, everything has already been said. The video speaks for itself. Dr. King and Dr. Sorrell, there are actually gems in our community. At this point, I want the staff and everyone that works here at Fayetteville Technical Community College to stand. I want to recognize you. Let's give them a hand. Thank you so much. A few weeks ago, I could not sleep. And it was the Lord that woke me up. And I was troubled. And what I was concerned about was how can we help Fayetteville Technical Community College get the word out of what they're doing in this community. I couldn't go back to sleep. I couldn't wait until 9 o'clock to call Dr. King's office. And he accepted the appointment, meeting with me and Dr. Sorrell. We were talking about what we're talking about tonight. Fayetteville Technical Community College is already doing it. They're doing it, but they need some help. And I just believe that the Lord stirred me because we went on a tour about 2-3 years ago. Dr. King, we sit on the board of economic development and community development. And after that, he came to me and said, I want to show you what we're doing out here. I was blown away because I just did not know. And if I did not know all what this college had to offer, there are many people that just don't know. And so we sit down, and Dr. King is a visionary. He has a passion for this community. I love this community and what this community stands for. You that are here are leaders, and we wanted to kind of just start and build on this foundation tonight. We have a lot of work to do. P4P, Pathways for Prosperity, identified 11 census tracts in Cumberland County, Fayetteville. And out of Pathways, we looked at 5 areas: education, childcare, workforce, housing, and healthcare. And all of these areas blend into our community. What this college is doing is offering an opportunity. You saw what the video had to offer, and people spoke on the difference, what it made in their lives going forward. I challenge you tonight that let us reach the goal. They set the mark tonight. Let us reach that goal and go over the goal in getting people, elderly, middle-aged, and young, enrolled into these classes. It's okay to have hope. It's okay to dream. Let's not allow those dreams to die. There are many people waiting for this opportunity. And I told Dr. King, I'm going to do all I can. And I want to thank the elected officials that are here tonight that he acknowledged, also Chief Hawkins, because we are one community. We are the beloved community. We are one, and we functioning together in order to make it happen. Now, I'm a preacher. And so if I say some things that lead over into the word, just know I won't take an offering tonight. And I'm going to hurry up because you're going to say, well, he a long-winded preacher, I ain't going to his church, so I am. But Jesus said, when I was hungry, you fed me not. When I was thirsty, you gave me no drink. When I was in prison, you did not visit me. And on and on. And they said, well, when did we do this to you? He said, when you did it to the least of these, you did it unto me. Poverty is not what some folk think poverty is. Homeless is not either, because some of us are just a couple of paychecks away from poverty or homelessness. And what this program is doing here is breathing life back into our community, jobs, housing, quality of life. This is what elected officials work for. This is what educators work for. This is what our community needs. Commit with me tonight. Commit with us tonight to tell everyone you can about the programs that are offered on this campus. And we assure you that if you do that and you get them on this campus, they will not be disappointed. Thank you for coming out tonight, and God bless you.
I chuckled when he said he was a preacher, because if I take my watch out, y'all better run for the door. It's kind of like the old Baptist preacher back in my hometown of Gainesville, Florida. We always knew that we took his watch off and put it out there. We were in for about 2 hours of nonstop preaching, hellfire and brimstone. It was coming, but it was good. He also said something in the Gospels that I think is really appropriate here. It says, if we don't ask, we'll not receive. We're asking for your help. We need your help. We can deliver on that, but we need your help. Give us access to your people, the people that you're trying to help with what you do every single day. Give us access. Let us talk to them. It might be us. It might be somewhere else. That's okay either way. If it is, we want them to go to where the best place would be for them. But we know what we have here. We know what happens, and it works quickly if they'll do what they're supposed to do, just like we're supposed to do what we do. My point is, you matter. Your sacrifice of time tonight matters. You're here because you care. And I think the important thing that now you're going to see some of my people in my student services area pass out here just like they did when I was on with the J.M. Belk Endowment people. And I said, okay, if we get all these people in here, we can't go about business the same old way that we've gone about business in the past. So we're supposed to have a different way of taking in those adults that have been here before and making a more streamlined pattern, making a more effective pattern, and getting them aligned to where they need to be. And quite frankly, I think we're going to do that for everything we do. We have got to help these people. And if we ask them, sometimes the only thing that separates them from doing nothing is we just don't ask. That's FTCC, that's any college or university, it's any school. We don't ask. Well, we're asking now. We're asking you to help us help them. And I know that's consistent with your purpose and your reason. These two representatives sitting out here are, and I'm going to applaud every single one of you. John Soka, Diane Wheatley, I guess you're the baby in the bunch now. You're a beautiful baby. But, Billy Richardson, Marvin Lucas, Senator Kirk Deviere, and Senator Ben Clark are working tirelessly on our behalf in Raleigh to bring resources here to help us help our people, to help this community help its people. And so I applaud each of you for what you do day in and day out. I really mean that. I walk the halls up there. I try to stay out from under their feet. They're really busy people. But when I come, they talk to me and they listen to me. And I listen to them. And so my point being, celebrate who we have in those positions up there who are representing us. It matters. And especially this year, it matters. It's one of the greatest opportunities we have ever had as a community because of the leadership of these folks and others that are up there doing our work and trying to help us out. These county commissioners that are represented in this room, Mr. Evans and Mr. Adams, thank you so much for what you do. You see, you guys, you give, a lot of money to us to help us, keep the air conditioner or the heater on and keep these lights on and so forth. You're the guys to do that. And we're so grateful to you for all you do. And, when you have great people like the ones I've mentioned tonight, Freddie and Gina and Elena, and certainly, Councilman Wright and others, it takes all of us to make it happen. No one does it alone. It takes all of us. And it's so complex, there's so many moving parts on this thing that all of us doing the best of what we can do individually and then working in concert with each other and collaborating with each other, I'll guarantee you we'll win this battle. But the battle needs to be won now. Not 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, not 2 years from now. It needs to be won now. Some people don't have a year. Some people don't have 6 months. The point is, the sooner we can get to them to help them, the better off they're going to be. And that's what we're in this business for. That's what most of us do. If you have questions, feel free to come up and ask. We'll be up here for a while. We'll be able to answer any questions you have. And we are so grateful to each one of you for being here tonight. And I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm not going to ask for applause for us, but I'm going to ask you to applaud yourself for being here tonight and taking the time to care. Thank you. Mr. Wright just told me to tell you that the mayor, he was going to be here, but he was delayed. He's 100% behind this as well.
Dan, thank you.
Announcements on Sunday. Okay, so I'll be excited. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Yes. Everybody. Okay, it's 910-474-0600. Just remind me of, okay. If you call me, I don't recognize the number. Okay, what's your number? Okay. Okay.